Did you know that Japan currently has more than 90,000 people living past the age of 100? It is the country with the highest number of centenarians per capita in the world. What's remarkable is that most of them are not just living longer, they're living exceptionally well. They still walk steadily, remain mentally sharp, and live independently at an age when many others have already become reliant on medical care. Now compare that with the United States and many Western countries. Every year, billions of dollars are spent on gyms, supplements, health tracking devices, and modern fitness apps. Yet after the age of 50, most people still face familiar problems: chronic joint pain, long-term illness, memory decline, balance issues, and the unsettling feeling that the body is going downhill faster than expected. So what is really making the difference? It's not just sushi or green tea. It's not simply good genetics. When leading researchers studied Japan's oldest adults, many already over 100 yet still alert, flexible, and self-sufficient, they discovered a surprising truth. The secret isn't an elaborate diet, nor is it intense exercise or harsh training programs. What helps them preserve health, mental clarity, and mobility lies in something much smaller. Daily movements so simple they were once dismissed as too insignificant to matter. But when modern science began to look more closely, through brain imaging, balance tests, and joint assessments, a very different picture emerged. Here's what truly matters. There are movements that take only a few minutes a day, yet are closely linked to maintaining independence, reducing the risk of falls, keeping the brain sharp, and even extending lifespan by years. If you're over 50 and starting to feel stiffer, slower to react, or occasionally less mentally clear than before, stay with Live Healthy Over 50. In the following sections, you'll discover small movements with powerful effects. Habits the Japanese have quietly practiced for decades to age with strength, clarity, and dignity. The first movement we begin with is not a heavy workout, nor anything complicated. In fact, it's so simple that many people once believed it couldn't possibly make a difference. It's the Japanese art of slow walking, known as sampo. Forget everything you think you know about walking for exercise. This isn't fast walking to burn calories. It's not about wearing headphones, watching a step counter, or pushing for more distance. Sampo is an entirely different way of walking. Slow, mindful walking practiced by older Japanese adults almost every morning in parks, on quiet paths, or simply around their neighborhood. In Sampo, you walk at about half your normal speed, no rushing, no stomping the ground. Each step is light and steady, synchronized with rhythmic breathing. Inhale for 2 steps, hold for 2 steps, then exhale slowly for 4 steps. It sounds simple, but that simplicity is exactly what creates its strong effects on the body. Walking this way helps the cardiovascular and nervous systems resynchronize. Heart rate slows, blood pressure stabilizes, and the mind becomes calmer and more focused. More importantly, the deep stabilizing muscles, essential for balance and stability as we age, are gently reactivated. A 10-year study at Kyoto University found that older adults who practiced Sampo daily had significantly lower arterial stiffness and a walking pattern as fluid as people decades younger. The reason lies in how the foot contacts the ground. Slow walking allows the foot to roll from heel to arch to toes, activating the many small joints of the foot. These signals travel back to the brain, retraining the balance system, something that often declines quietly with age. You won't find Sampo in a gym. You won't break a sweat. But after a few weeks, many people notice they stand more steadily, walk with greater confidence, and feel mentally calmer. Start with about 10 minutes a day, ideally on grass, dirt paths, or natural surfaces. Concrete works too, but uneven ground helps activate more muscles. Remember, this isn't just walking. It's how the Japanese gently fine-tune their body and brain every morning, and you can do the same, starting today. Once you understand the value of slow walking, we move to a practice even more iconic in Japanese culture, radio taiso, a morning ritual that has been part of Japanese daily life for nearly a century. Every morning at exactly 6:30 a.m., a gentle piano melody plays on national radio in Japan. It's not the news or the weather forecast. It's the familiar signal for millions of people, students, office workers, and older adults alike, to begin moving together. Radio THEO is a sequence of 13 gentle movements created in 1928. To this day, it's practiced daily in schools, workplaces, parks, and community centers. What's special is that Radio THEO isn't considered a workout. There's no sweating, no difficult movements, and no need for strength or flexibility, just rhythmic, continuous, intentional motion. The movements include arm circles, forward bends, side stretches, knee lifts, and gentle joint opening actions. At first glance, it looks like a slow, friendly form of Tai Chi, but don't let its simplicity fool you. A study of more than 8,000 older adults found that those who practiced Radio THEO daily had significantly fewer falls, much less chronic lower back pain, and maintained good mobility in the hips and shoulders, even well into their 80s. The reason lies in a vital bodily mechanism, joint fluid. Each movement stimulates the production and circulation of synovial fluid, the joint's natural lubricant. After age 50, joints stiffen quickly if they aren't moved regularly. Radio THEO prevents that in the gentlest way possible. The beauty of this ritual is that it takes just over 3 minutes. You can do it in your living room, your kitchen, or even in pajamas and barefoot. No equipment, no preparation. For best results, the Japanese perform Radio THEO right after waking up, when growth hormone levels are still high and muscles respond especially well to gentle movement. It's not just stretching. It's how the body is gradually awakened through breath and motion, preparing it for the day ahead. If you've ever walked through parks in Tokyo or quiet residential areas in Japan, you may have noticed a striking scene. Men and women in their 70s or 80s comfortably sitting in a deep squat. Heels flat on the ground, back upright, body relaxed. They chat, read newspapers, or even tend plants in that position for minutes at a time. Now think about yourself, or most people over 50 in the West. Many can't hold a deep squat for more than a few seconds without losing balance or feeling tightness in the knees and ankles. This isn't because their bodies are inferior. It's due to a very modern habit, sitting on chairs for decades. In Japan, floor sitting and squatting aren't exercises. They're simply part of daily life. That's what helps preserve the natural mobility humans are born with. A 12-year study of over 5,000 older adults found that those who could hold a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of becoming dependent on others. Their hips remained flexible, knees strong, and, most importantly, they maintained independence in daily life. Biologically, deep squatting opens the hips through their full natural range, strengthens the pelvic floor, critical for bladder control in later years, and decompresses the spine. It also keeps the ankles mobile and nourishes the joints through full range movement. If you can't squat deeply yet, that's completely normal. Start near a wall or a sturdy chair. If your heels don't reach the ground, place a rolled towel underneath them. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds a few times a day, gradually increasing over time. This isn't a competition or a test of strength. Deep squatting is the moment your body remembers how it was designed to rest, recover, and self-regulate, without chairs or external support. And once people regain this ability, many realize they no longer want to sit the old way. After opening the body with gentle foundational movements, we come to a motion that looks almost too simple, perhaps even a bit silly at first glance: standing on one leg. In Japan, however, this isn't a game, it's a true prescription for healthy aging. In Japan, many doctors don't only prescribe medication for aging, they also prescribe a specific habit. Stand on one leg for 1 minute, twice a day. It sounds easy, but behind this small movement lies a powerful biological process. When you stand on one leg, your body makes hundreds of tiny adjustments within seconds. The core, ankles, hips, knees, and even the vestibular system in the inner ear all activate simultaneously, and the brain lights up. A 15-year study at Fukuoka University tracking over 12,000 older adults found that those who practiced single-leg standing daily had significantly fewer hip fractures, fewer hospitalizations from falls, and higher gray matter volume in brain regions responsible for balance and coordination. Interestingly, researchers at the Mayo Clinic now suggest that the ability to balance on one leg may be a more reliable predictor of longevity than cholesterol or blood pressure. In other words, how you stand says a lot about how you'll age. To begin safely, stand near a wall or sturdy surface. Lift one foot just a few centimeters off the ground. Focus on a fixed point ahead and breathe normally. Start with 20 to 30 seconds on each side. As you improve, try closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel to increase the challenge. Many older Japanese adults practice this while brushing their teeth each morning and evening, turning a daily routine into a longevity ritual. As balance improves, you don't just stand steadier, your brain becomes more adaptable and resilient as well. In Japan, sitting on the floor is nothing unusual. People eat on the floor, drink tea on the floor, and watch television on the floor. And that means they stand up from the floor and sit back down again many times each day. This isn't an exercise, it's simply life. What many people in the West don't realize, however, is that this seemingly ordinary movement is actually one of the most accurate indicators of how the body is aging. The ability to sit down on the floor and stand back up directly reflects leg strength, joint flexibility, coordination, and even mental clarity. A large-scale study at the University of Tsukuba that followed more than 10,000 older adults found that those who could sit down on the floor and stand back up without using their hands had significantly stronger lower bodies, more flexible joints, higher cognitive scores, and most importantly, a noticeably lower mortality rate over the following years. The reason is that this movement isn't just physical, it places a very high demand on the nervous system as well. To move from standing to the floor and back up again, the body needs smooth coordination between muscle strength, core stability, spatial awareness, and the brain's ability to plan movement. These are precisely the abilities that tend to decline quietly after age 50 if they aren't used regularly. The good news is that this movement can be trained and improved over time. You don't need to do it perfectly from the start. Begin by lowering yourself into a kneeling position, using a chair, a low table, or a handrail for support. Then practice standing up slowly and with control. Just 2 to 3 times a day is enough to feel a noticeable difference after a few weeks. Practice on a soft mat or cushioned floor to reduce stress on the joints. The goal isn't athletic flexibility, it's keeping your body strong enough to stand up on your own, move independently, and take care of yourself when needed. Because there's a simple but profound truth, the day you can no longer stand up from the floor on your own is often the day you begin to lose your independence. The final movement in this series may be the most surprising of all, not because it's difficult, but because it's incredibly simple. You don't need machines, you don't need a gym, you don't even need much space. All you need is a towel. In Japan, this movement is called tenagui hibiki, intentional towel twisting. Many centenarians consider it the most important secret to maintaining strength, focus, and mobility well into the final years of life. The movement itself is gentle. Hold a towel at shoulder height, arms relaxed, and lightly pull the ends apart as if you were trying to tear it. Maintain steady tension. Then slowly rotate your torso to one side while keeping your hips facing forward. Hold for a few seconds, return to center, then rotate to the other side. Throughout the entire movement, the tension in the towel remains constant. That tension activates deep stabilizing muscles rarely engaged in conventional exercise. These muscles help you maintain posture, protect the spine, and safely transfer force between the upper and lower body. What's even more remarkable is the effect on the brain. Brain imaging studies show that towel twisting activates both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously. This coordination improves memory, reaction time, and information processing. It's not just the body being trained. The nervous system is gently awakened as well. A 20-year study of 15,000 older Japanese adults found that those who practiced towel twisting daily for just about 2 minutes lived, on average, nearly 7 years longer than those who didn't. Their grip strength, a key indicator of independence, remained above the safety threshold even into their 90s. Their bone density was also significantly more youthful than that of their peers. The Japanese often perform this movement in the morning after waking and again in the evening before bed. It's like opening and closing the body for the day, activating in the morning, relaxing and rebalancing the nervous system at night. No noise, no pressure, just you, your breath, and one intentional movement. The most important thing to remember is this: you don't need to do it perfectly. If you have joint pain, balance issues, past injuries, or haven't moved much in years, that doesn't mean it's too late. It simply means this is the right time to begin. The 7 movements you've just heard are not a workout program. They're not an anti-aging trend. They are a return to the natural movements the human body was designed to perform. Movements that allowed people to live well for thousands of years before chairs, screens, and modern conveniences took over. The Japanese don't practice these movements because they want to live forever. They do them because they want to live well, clear-minded, steady, and independent for as long as life allows. And you can do the same. You don't need to start with everything. Just one movement, 1 minute, one small choice today. Because aging isn't something we must endure. It's a journey we can walk through more intelligently, more gently, and with greater respect for our bodies. After all the movements you've just explored, slow walking, morning routines, deep squats, balance practice, standing up from the floor, and towel twisting, there is one essential truth that must be repeated. All of these movements only work fully when your nervous system feels safe. And that's where hara breathing comes in. In Japan, it's believed that the hara, the lower abdomen, is the center of human vitality. When breathing is shallow and rushed, the body stays in a constant state of alert. But when the breath slows, deepens, and moves down into the belly, the brain receives a clear message. You are safe now. You can rest. Japanese rhythmic belly breathing isn't an exercise, it's a permission. Permission for the body to pause. Permission for the heart rate to slow. Permission for the nervous system to shift from stress into recovery. In just a few minutes, as you inhale slowly and allow the belly to expand, then exhale long and gently, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, where true repair and regeneration take place. This is a moment the Japanese quietly protect every day, without display, yet with remarkable consistency. Many centenarians in Japan don't exercise to live longer. They breathe to live better. They breathe to sleep more deeply, to calm the mind, to keep the body from being swept up in a hurried world. If there's one thing to carry with you after this video, it's not the idea of doing all 7 movements every day. It's understanding that with just one small movement, one slow breath, you've already begun caring for your future. Try it right after this video ends. Sit still. Place a hand on your belly. Inhale slowly. And exhale a little longer. No perfection needed. No effort required. Just presence. Because aging is not something we are meant to endure. It's a journey we can walk with respect, gentleness, and awareness. This is Live Healthy Over 50. And you deserve a body that remains strong, a mind that remains calm, every single day, beginning with one breath.